Joining me now, Oklahoma Congressman Markwayne Mullin. Congressman,
hey,
hello, this is an amazing story. I mean, it's just outrageous. How angry, how mad are you that after everything that you and that organization, that nonprofit went through, you have the State Department trying to take credit for it?
You know, I would like to say I was surprised, but I wasn't. Along the way, we had multiple ambassadors that we spoke to that had told us when we were trying to arrange what we call rat lines, because with these same people, we tried to get out to Hakaya, and we couldn't get the State Department to open the gate. We tried on the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th multiple times, and when they said that anybody that wanted to leave could leave, that's not true, because you had to go through 3 Taliban checkpoints, and each one of them would charge between $500 to $1,000 a person to cross those checkpoints. So that's why the other countries was going out and getting their citizens and bringing them back, but not the United States, but at the orders from either Secretary Blinken or President Biden. And so when we started trying to find other places to take them out of through other countries and set up rat lines, which we have been successful doing, we have right now 23 other U.S. citizens, AMSETs, in safe houses in different locations outside of Kabul that are waiting to get out too. When we started trying to find and work with embassies around there, they told us, they said, Mr. Mullin or Rep. Mullin, we have been instructed not to assist you in any way. Now, this is embassies telling me that Washington, D.C. told them not to assist us in any way. And it's a bold-faced lie when they're out there saying that this was a successful evacuation, this was a successful mission, when, Rachel, the truth is, I wouldn't be there if it was successful, and other organizations wouldn't be there, and the Sentinel Foundation wouldn't be there if it was successful. And then when we worked for literally 48 almost around-the-clock hours trying to negotiate with the Taliban to release Miriam to be able to come across the bridge, and then Blinken puts out a statement that says that the Taliban was helpful and released them. I will tell you, at 3 o'clock yesterday morning, Central Standard Time, at 3 o'clock yesterday morning, they had threatened to kill her because I was on the phone with her, and they had threatened to kill her if she approached the checkpoint again.
Right. And
that doesn't sound like they're working with us.
No.
But Blinken, he goes out there and wants to take credit for it, and it infuriates me because they continue to lie to the American people.
I'm sure you've had some time to think about this entire ordeal, and you have to wonder, and I'm sure you have, and tell me what you think the answer is. Why would the State Department stand in the way of you helping when they didn't do it?
You know, my personal opinion is they're trying to squash this story. They want this bad news to go away as soon as possible. And I truly believe that their way to do that is just not allow it to be a story anymore.
Right.
And why else would they not allow American citizens? You know, a while ago you talked about the airplane sitting in Mazar Sharif, Mez, and the State Department not giving them clearance to land. Well, we've been working on several of those planes. In fact, Miriam was on one of those planes before we pulled her off. And what we had suggested to the State Department, I made this suggestion. I called them and said, why don't we let one plane leave that only has AMSETs, American citizens, and SIVs, which are special immigration visas that are granted to come to the U.S. Why don't we just fill up one plane and allow them to come in? And they said, well, no, we can't, because we won't know who's on the manifest sheet. I said, I will give you the passports and all the documentations of the SIVs to show who's on there. And they still wouldn't grant us the opportunity to leave.
Right. On top of all of this, Congressman, the worst part, and maybe it's not the worst part, but it's one of the parts, is that the State Department and the administration is actually trying to smear you. They're accusing you of showboating, and you probably wouldn't have had to do this if they had done their job, send in special forces, send in, the Navy SEALs, or better yet, gotten our Americans out before they closed and withdrew from this operation or from this country.
Yeah, how about use the plan that President Trump had, where we were going to close the Kabul airport second to last and keep Bagram Airport until last. That way we can still have air support and have military personnel present to make sure this didn't happen. How about just use that plan and instead of blaming it on everybody? For me, I never wanted this to go public. We never went in there to try to go public. We wanted to be as quiet as possible. The Sentinel Foundation is non-political.
Yeah.
They don't want publicity like this. And so when we started teaming up with them, we made a decision not to go public with any of it. it. But the State Department leaked a conversation that was completely misinterpreted that I had with another ambassador when I asked them,
right,
who told you couldn't work with me? And they said, we can't. It came out of D.C. And I said, sir, either you tell me who told you, or you're going to hear from me in a different capacity, because we're going to have a hearing on this, and I'm going to find out eventually who told you not to work with us to get American citizens out. And he apologized profusely. It wasn't his fault. He was following orders from the State Department in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Congressman, we really appreciate it. It took an MMA fighter and a congressman to help this operation get through. We're grateful, and I'm sure that family is too.
Rachel, I was...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make it clear. I was a low man on this totem pole. I worked with great operators on the Sentinel Foundation. That these are Tier 1 individuals and Special Forces guys.
Yeah.
That I was the least of them all, and I was just blessed to be able to work with them.
Well, we're blessed to have you and that team. Thank you so much, Congressman.
Thank you, Rachel.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.